Okay, kind of freestyling this recording, I guess. But one thing I wanted to mention, I don't wait to like cut it short because you have to go. But specifically because you do play Tristana and you're like a Tristana one trick. So like I mostly focus. Put it this way: the easiest way to climb, like I say easiest, but the most consistent way to climb in League, it really, especially in EOS like this, is just understanding fundamentals to the point where all that stuff kind of just becomes intuitive. Like I should base here, I should go to this tower, etc. Because put it this way, you're platinum 4 now. The time you get to like Emerald and especially Diamond, like you'll realize like in the games you play, people will start doing what I'm saying, like where like oh this guy should be here, this guy should be here, etc. Automatically just because the level of like understanding is in your team will just go up in terms of macro. So I do like put it this way, I do definitely still think like obviously understanding the macro of the game is very important. It's just the easiest way to climb, the most consistent. It's the best way to actually improve at the game because that's a big mistake. And you'll see this even in like Diamond Masters. Like a lot of people will be good at their champion, but be bad at their role, if that kind of makes sense. That's like a very common pitfall, and reason why you see a lot of people like get hard stuck around like Diamond Masters is because they stop understanding how to actually play the game. They don't understand how to play the game because the entire time they've been hyper focused on like combos or something, or like this build page I have on fucking Z or some shit, right? That's why I drive in fundamentals, because it is literally just the best way to climb. The reason I am saying this though is like a caveat, specifically because you play Tristana, and you did mention it in the VOD. Like Tristana is one of those champs with the W. Where it's like you're a little bit different from most of the carries, where you do it kind of similar to Kaisa in a sense, like Samira, where you actually you can play a lot more aggressively as Tristana compared to most AD carries, where you're playing Jinx or something, or Caitlyn. Really, it's like I wouldn't give you any other suggestions besides play safe in your team fights, play max range, just be a constant threat that the enemy has to deal with, and that's how you just win fights. Tristana is a little bit different, like, and what I wanted to ask you, or basically just like throw the thought out there, is like what do you think your like play style more so is like tailored towards, or do you feel more in the sense, like the way I word it is, do you feel more comfortable playing for very fist fight heavy games is how I'd word it, like very scrappy, engage, try to snowball and carry a game that way, or do you feel more comfortable playing macro? Because both ways are valid. Put it this way too, even if you would say you're an aggressive player, you definitely want to understand macro. Like it's not like I'm not saying there's like a choice thing where you can just be like a full-on fucking psychopath and just coin flip every game. You need to understand macro too. And the flip side of that is, if you're a more macro-oriented player, you still need to be able to like have those moments like we saw the game I recorded where you're fighting a Baron, and even though it's like a 2v5, that you're strong enough as a champion to like just 2v5 the fight with Hecarim, right? So like you need to be able to have that like skill set even if you're a more macro-oriented player. But yeah, I'm specifically throwing this out there too because it's kind of a similar thing. Like I play Kha'Zix a lot. Kha'Zix E is like kind of the same thing, where it's like a lot of the times you want to go in, get the E reset, jump out. Same thing with Tristana, it's just the W instead of the E. But yeah, that's what I'd say with that. So kind of like understanding what your playstyle more is like. I'm gonna watch a couple of your VODs here because I want to get like a good idea of what your like most common mistakes are. I would say like more so your bad habits, like understand like the patterns in your gameplay, because that's kind of like another main thing with League 2, and this is important for you to also like watch your VODs, specifically like specific moments in the game. I'd say like moments that you think like were big throws or big wins, and understand why it happened, etc. But it's like understanding the way you solve your bad habits is like you kind of understand the pattern of why you make that mistake, and then consciously think about it in future games. So like for me, I'll give you like an example, a personal example for me. It's like one mistake I know I have in my gameplay, at least historically, and I've been working on it, is like I'm usually really good in early game. I'm usually really good in getting a lead and snowballing games, and it works in my champ pool too, like Assassin's Bruisers, stuff like that. But I notice a common mistake in my pattern in my gameplay, which is like I will randomly have that one into death at like 20 minutes, 15, 25 minutes, where either I'm giving 1,000 gold shutdown and throwing the game, or I'm going to die and just lose a Baron or something. Like basically just like losing focus for a split second is how actually to further explain that. So like that is the pattern I notice in my games. The way you notice that is literally just reviewing your VODs, right? So you lose a game, I lose a game, maybe not this game, but like in the past more, lose a game, see, oh shit, at this point, I just like died to the enemy jungler because I disrespected vision or whatever, and I gave 1,000 gold shutdown to, I don't know, Corki or something, let's say. It wasn't this game, but just, in theory. Then, so like identify that pattern. If you notice that in multiple games, like, oh, so many games, man, where I'm like, I'm 5-1, at 15 minutes as Kazakhs, but then I just give that one death, I lose that, I make one mistake, and we just throw the game off that, or the enemy AD carry gets like a huge lead, and that makes the game so much more difficult for us. Okay, so I identified a pattern in my gameplay first. Now, identify what the underlying like root cause of that mistake is. So for me, that's usually disrespecting support timers and disrespecting vision, pretty much. So that's like I'm basically trying to understand why I'm even in this position in the first place. Because again, like with nitpicking gameplay and stuff like that, it's pretty useless coaching to literally just say like, oh, you died here, don't die here at 25 minutes, right? Because the whole point is like understanding why you made that mistake in the first place, and then if you understand that and consciously correct it, now in future games, if you practice it enough, we're going to be in similar game states, but you're going to think in the back of your head, oh wait, I shouldn't make this play because I've made this mistake so many times and this will throw the game. So instead of doing this, I can just play more safe now or something. So yeah, I'm gonna just watch like a couple of VODs, just like see, like common kind of mistakes that's happening. I'll try to avoid like hard stomps. Looks like this game, Tristana game, you got pretty strong, or you got ace, right? Your team's kind of hard grief in this game, so maybe not the best VOD to watch, but it did get to 31 minutes. I'll just quickly skim through them just to get an idea. Because the reason I bring this back to the beginning, the reason I brought up like the playstyle difference, if you do feel like you're more of an aggressive player and you feel kind of uncomfortable with like the heavy macro stuff, you could play into that. My advice for that would be still like, again, make sure you understand the macro. Like there are just like objective, like I should be here and I should not be here moments in League. That's a very common thing. You still need to be able to do that even if you're an aggressive player. But that being said, like if you feel like, your laning phase is a strong suit, you can change your play style to play a bit more aggressively around that if you feel very confident. And another thing too, like if that is your play style, a lot of time what I recommend for lower elo players especially is especially because you only play one champion, just limit test, like literally limit testing. It sounds troll, and you probably you might lose a couple of games. Like if you have an alt account, I'd recommend you do it on that. But just like playing a few games where your entire thought process is, I'm gonna see how hard I can push my champion. Like how much can I get away with? And the reason why that's so beneficial is if you do that for let's say 5-10 games, you just develop a lot more of an understanding of exactly how much your champion can do, when you can go in, when you cannot go in. To the point where it just becomes intuitive. And then when you're playing a real game, obviously you're like using your macro, but you will still have moments where you'll feel a lot more confident as a player, compared to basically not like knowing exactly how much your champion does. It's like, actually what I can literally do, maybe I won't pull up the VOD, but an example of this is, and to show you how like stuff like this is applicable even in higher elos, like I have another account. So like on this account, I was basically trying to relearn Echo again on this account. In the beginning, I actually had a negative win rate on this champion, funny enough. At one point, I was like 42% win rate on Echo. But recently, I've been winning a lot of games on Echo. Unironically, what I did is like I have another, which is a little bit of a troll account, but I have a platinum account called Electric Wizard 37. And I played like 7 games straight of Echo. What I did these games, and it was playing like also a little bit for fun, but literally the way I played these games is I queued up every single game of League. I didn't farm. I barely farmed my jungle at all. I would just like spam invaded, spam level 3 dive, spam level 3 gank every single game. So the point is like I'm making like from a winning every single game perspective. Yeah, it's suboptimal. But the point is I'm playing like a psychopath, just to enforcing every single fight pretty much, just to like really get like an intuitive feel of like exactly when I can go in, exactly how much damage my champion does, so that when I play on my like actual account and I'm actually trying to like hardcore try hard games, I'm obviously not going to be playing as much as a psychopath, not even close to that. But the point is like now that I have like that extra experience of like understanding exactly how far I can push my champion, it helps you a lot even in regular games. And this is like a common thing too. If you probably watch like higher elo streamers, like they'll talk about limit testing. Like it's not troll, like it's actually a real thing. Like practicing your limits and really getting comfortable on your champion is very impactful. So like my advice for that would be like, don't be the common thing I noticed, like lower players play very cautiously, they play very scared. Don't be scared to make mistakes if you think it's a good play. What you really want to drive in is like you're playing to improve at every elo. I'm playing in to improve in my elo now. everyone is always playing to improve, but especially in lower elos, because in lower elos you have so much you can improve on. And the way you do that is like you can't be scared. If you're scared to make mistakes, you're scared to into game or two, you're scared to make the wrong decision, you're never going to actually have the experience of like what I can get away with, what I can't get away with. So like, I mean, fuck it, I'm just recording this for fun, so I'll edit this together. But I'll like literally just show you like a one VOD if I have like an echo. It's probably from a previous patch actually. I don't know if I can record it. Have any of these downloadable. Okay, I don't have any of these downloadable. But I wish I could like show you like one of these echo games where the point is like I'm playing so disrespectfully. Like I'm playing like an absolute psychopath, literally sitting like 2.5 minutes mid lane. Like unironically, I love do 3 camps, sit mid lane for 2 minutes, invade the enemy jungler, sit in his jungle for like 3 minutes, and just fish for a play. Like just annoy him. Like even like it's hard to explain this too, but the way you click, like you can get like if you play just very confidently in League, you put the enemy starts respecting you. Like the enemy starts realizing like, oh, you know, I'm actually scared to like walk in this bush because like, yeah, it's an incorrect play for Echo to be at my red buff level 2 or some shit, but like he might be. So it's gonna automatically make the game rather the enemies like adjust their playstyle for you. And the kind of the reason I mentioned this too, I don't know how often you get Smurfs these days, because I know they like changed Smurfs in League and like they kind of made it so you can't Smurf. I don't know how it exactly works, but a common thing too is like whenever you see like a player smurfing in lower elos, I like put it this way, I can instantly tell just because I know the difference so much. I can instantly tell when a player like what elo they are, essentially just the way they click, like literally the way they click back and forth on Summoner's Rift, how they posture, how aggressively and confident they play is like directly correlates to elo. So put it this way, I'm throwing this out there just as an idea, just because like you play Tristana, right? And this is like Tristana is like historically a pretty aggressive champion. Like one thing, if you ever feel yourself like, because you mentioned I don't know if I should move for this fight, so this is more like screaming more of like a macro thing to me, which is good. But like if you ever catch yourself being like, I don't know if I could fight here, or like let's say you have a fight, right, and then you end up choosing not to fight the team fight, but then after the play you're like thinking to yourself, could I have fought this? Like maybe, you know, if you find yourself like commonly having that thought process to yourself as you're playing, you know, League, a thing I would literally recommend is like just playing a few games to like absolutely limit test. Like even if you have a lead at like 20 minutes, just like fucking forcing a fight, Wing in melee range, just to see if you can outplay it. Like W in, flash to the side, dodging ability or something, right? Like I would again probably recommend this on like a Smurf account if you have like an alt account. But yeah, like playing confidently, playing to test your limits is definitely something I would recommend. I obviously coach mainly jungle, but like majority of my students who play jungle, I will specifically recommend this for like gold, platinum. I had one of my good friends actually, but I did coach him as well. He plays Hecarim. It's the same thing. The first thing I noticed in his gameplay, like he understood all the macro. Like he was put it this way, usually it's like two things. Like people either are good in macro, bad in micro, or really good micro. Micro's like mechanics and outplays, but really bad in macro. So for him, I identified that was like his biggest thing was he's really smart at the game. He knows how to play the game from like a optimization perspective, like jungle clearing very efficiently, knowing when to go for objectives. But I noticed he was playing very, very scared, like respectfully for no reason when he had a major lead. And I was instantly able to see like, hey bro, this guy's dead on your screen if you just eat him in. He's playing Hecarim. And my advice for him was literally just, you know, try some games where you just limit test. Like just literally, if you have a kill advantage on the enemy or something, you have like an item advantage and you see the guys walking into you in your jungle, just run at him. Just like see how much damage your ability does. Because the thing is with coaching again, like coaching is very valuable for transferring knowledge, for giving you like confirmation on what play was good, what play was bad, and from seeing mistakes that you won't see yourself as a player, because that's just how people work, right? Like we get used to our own mistakes, but from another eye's perspective on what I'm doing wrong and what I'm doing right, it opens up like angles that you wouldn't have seen or things like that. Basically, you're not going to be able to identify your own mistakes as efficiently as someone else would. But the point though is with that is like at the end of the day, you as a player also have to be doing your part to climb or to improve rather. And that's like I can know, like let's say you're playing a team fight, like if I watch a Tristana VOD, like, oh, I know this guy's dead on your screen if you did this combo whatever here, but I can't transfer that to you if you don't know that, right? So like the only way to improve that is literally just trying, which is like, it might sound grief, but trying to just like fight and like outplay the enemy is, you will improve as a player mechanically a lot, and you will start to become a lot more confident in your future games too. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. It's not something I would recommend necessarily, like saying, hey, this is like your biggest problem, you need to work on this. I'm not saying that at all. Like definitely like understanding macros, I'd say more important, but it's just like another thing where it's like, if you feel like you're not 100% confident on when you can go in, when you cannot go in, the way you fix that, man, is like you just gotta play some games where you play super aggressive and you really just like try things. Like maybe like, let's say, I don't know, you queue up a Tristana game, you see the enemy has like an 80 carry that you like, whatever 80 carry, let's say you don't like playing against. So like, let's say you play Tristana, I don't know what it would be, but like, oh, I hate playing against X champion, right? Or like, I feel really scared whenever I lane against this champion. If that's the case, maybe what I recommend is next time you play against the champion in lane, or maybe it's a support, maybe it's an 80 carry, try fighting him. Like just try to see if you can outplay him. Try to like really experiment on how you can, what you can get away with and what you can't get away with. Because then like, let's say you lose a game or two, whatever. But then the next time you play against that same matchup, you're going to be so much more confident in what you can get away with, what you can't get away with. And like the ultimate goal is like, put it this way, you're Platinum 4 now. Once you hit Emerald, once you hit Diamond, you'll look back at games like this and realize like how much of a difference like you've actually improved as a player. And the first thing that'll be so noticeable to you, it's hard to put it in words, but it's like this aura. If you're smurfing, for example, or you just playing a little lower than you are, you get like an aura that the enemy team like doesn't know how to play against, because you're just so confident with your clicks, you're so confident when to use your abilities, and it puts the enemy team on like a huge mental disadvantage where they're suddenly playing so scared of you. And stuff like that really does matter. But yeah, that was just kind of a sad note, but whatever. Can watch this. Let's watch a loss. Your jungler is insane griefing this game. But you're winning lane. I'll watch this VOD, this 9-7 VOD. Let's see what happened. And again, like I want to drive home with you with like coaching. It's like, or not even coaching, just like league in general. You really have to understand the fact that it's like, it is a team game. You are not going to win every game, no matter how good you are. 70 or yeah, again, I don't know the stats exactly. I think Coach Curtis is the one who like coined this term exactly, but it's a common concept. It's like, just based off how statistics work, you're probably only going to be, your specific gameplay will probably only change the outcome of the game in maybe 30% of the games, right? Like the other 30%, another 30% is probably is going to be automatic wins, where your team is just better than the enemy team. Another 30% of your games will be automatic losses, where your team is just worse than the enemy team. And then there's like that remainder, perhaps 40%, however much you want to credit to it, but a percent like games where it's really up to you. And it's like this, those are the games that we care about. And I really want to drive home that fact. Like League is as much a mental game, I'd say more so a mental game than it is like a actual game. And what I mean by that is like climbing in League, man, is like so, yes, getting good at the game is important, but having a good mental is like equally as important as playing good, like unironically. Like if you're just the player that doesn't get tilted, like if you're able to lose games and like really isolate those games, be like, hey man, this happened, this game is unlucky, but next game's next game. Like not feeding into narratives is very important. Like everyone is guilty of this. I'm guilty of this. Literally everyone is. But like, oh, I'm in loser's queue. Oh, this champ's OP. Oh, I'm just getting inted every game. Oh, my LP gains are too low, but like I'm losing more than I gain or whatever. Narratives like this, like, they don't help you. Like at the end of the day, it's just an unfortunate fact that you will not be able to control every single game. But if you actually focus on just improving, like the ideal state is like, we don't even care if we win or lose. The real win or lose is not if the Nexus falls, it's did we play to the best of my ability, right? That's what you should be focused on. And then like scrutinizing your own gameplay. Because if you play a game and then you're consciously thinking about like your mistakes, you realize like you made a small mistake in lane, just like remind yourself of that. I don't know if you've like watched my stream ever, but like when I do stream, I like to like get my thoughts on like my gameplay stuff. Like an example that would be like if I'm playing jungle and I buy a yellow trinket on my first base, or sorry, I buy a sweeper, because nowadays like you want to keep yellow trinket as jungle for most games. If I buy like a red trinket out of habit, because I'm used to buying red trinket on first base as jungle every single game pretty much for like every season, but now this season you want to buy yellow. If I catch myself buying a red sweeper, I will consciously like make a note of myself, like, why did I do that? Buy a yellow sweeper. And then you do that enough, you'll eventually get to the point where majority of your games on jungle, you're actually keeping yellow sweeper up until like super late game. But that's the point is the concept. The point is the concept of like identifying what your common mistakes are, kind of categorizing them as a pattern, really asking yourself, you know, what is the surrounding information? Why did I actually like get to this state in the first place? Not just the mistake. It's like the things around the mistake, because the mistake, dying in lane is a mistake, right? So it's like, what's the lesson from that? Don't die. Like, oh, I died at Kog'Maw level 4. Okay, don't fight Kog'Maw level 4. Well, that's probably not a very constructive thought process. Instead, ask yourself, what mistakes did I make to be in the situation where I died at Kog'Maw level 4? Maybe it was I messed up the lane state. Maybe I pushed the lane where in a match where I should like pull the lane. Maybe I used my summoner spell beforehand. Maybe it's because I'm playing cleanse this game and I don't have barrier, which means I get baited into a fight and I die because I don't have barrier. Or maybe on the flip side of that, the mistake is I didn't respect, and cleanse is actually good, but I didn't respect the fact that I have no barrier against barrier, so he has an advantage, so then I die to him, etc. Right? I don't know if you die this game, like I'm saying his theory. Like that's what I try my best to focus on a lot whenever I'm coaching anyone, because yeah, like pointing out obvious shit is not helpful to anyone. It's more so like understanding specifically you as the player, what your mistakes are and why we're making those mistakes and what like information we're missing, what gap of knowledge we have, etc. But yeah, tangent over. But yeah, let's watch this again. Let's see what happens. Okay, so off the bat, one thing I'm already thinking about is our jungler is starting bot side this game, so he's pathing towards top. That means he's going to be pathing away from us. So an idea I'd be throwing out here is like, I don't know how much I want to be trading with the enemy team, knowing that their jungler is going to strong side B most likely. And I'm being weak sided. Weak sided means your jungler is playing not for you, he's playing for the other side of the map, so he's top. He's pathing towards top this game. If a jungler starts on red buff, that means he's going to be full carry towards top 90% of the games, unless he's invading level 3 here or level 3 gank a bot. It's a Malphite, we know he's not going to do that, we know he's going to clear towards top. So, you know, a thing I'd be thinking about, and I'll see like if this actually matters or not, but just the thing off the bat I'm thinking about is like, do I necessarily want to trade in this lane? Like hardcore trade level 1? I don't know. What happened to fucking Nico, by the way? And by the way, your Nico like kind of griefed you here with this trade. Like you committed to the fight, but she didn't. Just like AFK the bush. I don't know why, but whatever. Yeah, we're trading pretty aggressively. It's fine. Wave stay is good for us, so we get the. That was a good fight. Good fight because we get the crash, right? It would have been okay. Malphite actually did level 3 invade blue, which is surprising, but. Yeah, so here I don't like put it this way. You see an angle on Kog'Maw, you take the angle to kill him. I don't hate it again. Like I just talked about how I like you like limit testing and stuff. But just from a macro perspective, like just thinking about this play right now, this lane state, do we need to push this wave? Just look at the wave state when he comes base. So they have more minions than us. That means it's slow pushing towards us, right? Again, our Malphite, I guess he split the map bot, but it's like not really split because the Mumu is still here. But my point with this is like, we know that our Malphite's not really going to be able to help us early game, just the way he's pathing, and also like just the champion, like Malphite doesn't want to gank you. And they have an Amumu on the flip side, which is like, I'm pretty sure he's going to gank me. So Wing in here with your jungler here is like, I see why you would do it, because again, like, oh, jungler strong side me, it's fine. But just a thing to be thinking about with the fight like this would be like, if I lose this fight, so if I elect to jump in like this and I lose this fight based off the minion wave, being that it's slow pushing towards me, if I die right here, it's pretty fucking bad for me, because we're gonna trade 1-for-1, sure, whatever, but his wave is slow pushing towards me. So that means if this kills all my minions, this is gonna crash on a tower. I'm gonna miss 2 waves for this, right? So it's just a thing to think about in future games. Like, you know, whatever happens this game happens, but in general, like if you have 2 waves stacked towards you, kind of want to play a bit more safe. You want to make sure you get these mini waves first, and then perhaps on the pushback you can look to all in. Because like here we end up trading 1-for-1, but we're going to die to Kog'Maw. Nico gets the kill. It's like not horrible. The thing is, you can see how our wave is fucked, and this is what I was saying. Like, now we have a slow push towards them somehow, just based off how the fight works, Tristana AoE. But, like, this is pretty bad for us now. Nico tries to, like, push the wave, but she can't, and now she's gonna die to a Mumu. It's a little bit unlucky because, like, technically we didn't know he was bot. A Mumu was bot. I don't know why his clear is so slow, by the way. But, yeah. It's something to think about in future games, right? It's like with the lane states. It's like next time, I would say the lesson from this would be like, next time you get in a game state like this where it's like both AD carries are coming back to lane, but you know they have they're slow pushing towards us, you know, just make sure you're consciously think to yourself like, okay, I can go for this fight, you know, use your judgment as a player whether you should or shouldn't. I'm not here to nitpick again, but I'm just saying like be conscious of the fact that if you do die here, you're going to lose a lot more than Kog'Maw is because your wave is fucked. Like you're going to lose 2 minion waves on top of the death is what I would be saying. And then with this in mind too, like another thought process you can have is with the slow push. So what does a slow push mean? A slow push means the enemy Kog'Maw is forced to push this wave because if he can't walk up to this wave, he has more minions. So that means more minions are going to kill less minions. So your minion wave is going to die. If he can't CS this wave, you're going to get into a freeze state where his minions are killing your minions, which is denying him last to XP and gold. Which means he's kind of forced to crash this wave. So Kog'Maw's perspective right now, he wants to kill this mini wave as soon as possible, shove it under your tower. So with this in mind, you can ping your jungler, right? So if we identify in a future game the lane states like this, where Kog'Maw is now forced to play aggressively, spam ping your jungler. Hey, come gank me. This guy's wave is pushing. Slow push. Come gank, right? Assistance ping. But it's like the second thing to mention is like, in another world too, if you just jump in here and die, they're going to get a free crash. You're going to miss 2 minion waves. So something to think about. In general, like it turns out kind of okay. Like this trade is like not the end of the world by any means, just because like your wave's not in a great spot, but it's not horrible either. I doubt Bard's gonna freeze. I guess Nico's like I don't know, cooking up some shit here, but I mean, what is the state right now? 3-2. It is bad for you actually, because look at the minion waves. It's kind of something you can't really play around necessarily, just because. Like, the reason why the minion wave got in this state is because you're playing Tristana, like, the AoE on your E and the W kind of fuck the minion wave. But, like, technically, the wave's not good for you now, because now it's a slow push towards him. He ends up pushing it back, which is okay, but, like, think about another theoretical position. Let's say you're playing in a high elo game. From this lane state, let's say Kog'Maw doesn't push this wave. Let's say he's just last hitting, right? So he's last hitting here, but now he's hitting this cannon. Let's say he never hit this cannon. This cannon would be like almost full HP, and this cannon's half HP. That means it's a slow push towards him, which means it's like kind of freezing around here, which means you're going to lose cannon minion now for nothing. And now your support is dead. Their support's back on the map. Their jungler is still bot side. If they really want to, they can. And now it's the same flip side of what Kog'Maw was in, you know? Like I just said, Kog'Maw with that previous lane was forced to push because it's slow pushing. Now you're in his position. Now your wave is pushing towards him. And you really want to crash the wave so you don't lose XP and CS, but our support is dead, and their jungler is bot, our jungler is top, their bard's bot too. So it's a bit of an awkward state. Luckily, Kog'Maw's just pushing this wave for you, so it's okay. And now, again, like wave state, like now it's still pushing towards us. So what are we thinking? Whenever it's a slow push towards us, it's like, can I punish the enemy? Can I kill the enemy? Because if we kill him on a slow push, now we can freeze or whatever. And it's mostly playing around the fact that we know he's forced to try to push this wave. So can I all in him on the slow push? Can I gank him? Well, no, my jungler's top, my support's in base, their bard's right here. I'm not necessarily that much stronger than him. We're like basically equal, maybe like up like 200 gold worth of components. But all right, so like no, obviously we can't fucking all in him here. All right, Bard's trolling, kill Bard. All right, good. I think your Nico went out of base, went to another lane. Where is Nico? She's mid lane. She just died. What? Oh, it's like bugged on replay too. It doesn't show on the map when Nico turns into like a minion or something. You see that? Like it doesn't show on the map. I was getting so confused by that bot lane too. Like where the fuck did Nico go? Okay, but like here, our support's mid. What are we thinking? Okay, obviously play safe, right? Like worst case to worst, the worst thing that can happen to you when your support's roaming is you get dove, right? So right now I'm thinking I don't want to trade HP bars, right? I want to play safe. Maybe another thing too is like, I mean, I'm not going to fault you for going on Bard here. Right? I would have done too. I think the guy's inting. Like, if you hit W, he or she dies. So this is a good play from you. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, like, a concept of this is, like, in a different game, let's say Bard wasn't trolling. Let's say Bard was 100% HP here. I want to be avoiding fighting as much as humanly possible because I want to keep my HP bar as much as healthy as humanly possible because my support is going. I guess she didn't path mid out of base. She pathed mid now. So like from this state, I would say, okay, now play safe because if I trade with this guy, even if it's a good trade, me being low, just getting low HP, now I'm worried about shit like Bard, 2-man diving me. I guess he's dead this game state, so it doesn't matter. But we don't technically know where the jungle is. I mean, he should be topside just based off like jungle pathing, but you know, like we don't technically know this. It's just in general rule of thumb is like understanding wave states. Like if my support's roaming, I want to play safe. I want to make sure I get this minion wave too. Yeah, this is good. So our Nico's still mid here. So here we're forced to recall because our Nico's dead, or she's still mid. I think as a minion. Yeah, she's a fucking melee minion right now. So here, you know, like it's pretty hard to walk up this lane. I'm kind of scared of like Bard queuing me or slowing me. It's like I'm half HP. I think you got to take the L here in base. I mean, you're. I don't know if Nico got a kill mid. I think she did. I don't fucking know, but you're forced to do this because your support's not playing around you, right? So like here, you see how we're staying for like two melee minions, but the enemy team is doing quite a poor job of punishing you here. Bard did walk up for the Q, but like why is Kog'Maw letting you do this? He has flash barrier. He knows you have no sums. He knows Nico is mid. They could have just killed. Like I don't think they could have killed you here, but the point is they could walk up here and like just force you out of the lane. Like you should never be able to hit the minion wave here. So like from this game today, after you kill this double stacked minion wave, it's a cannon minion, right? So another thing too, cannon minion means your tower is going to kill the cannon minion a lot slower. So that means if you base on a cannon wave, you're going to lose less because you'll probably still get back in time for the cannon minion because it's so tanky. Here, Nico's mid. She's right here right now. It's kind of bugged on the... She's this cannon minion right now. It's kind of bugged on the map, but in game you would have seen this, right? So here, I know that like, okay, their support's playing bot. So it's a 2v1. I'm half HP. I have no summoners up. This guy has summoners up. I can't stay bot lane here. And the second thing too is like, in theory, with your support roaming, you know, this should be getting the rest of your team an advantage. So, you know, maybe it's not ideal for you, but it's not bad for the team. Like, okay, Nico makes a play mid here. I have to respect that. Hopefully she gets something. If not, whatever. But either way, I can't play for this wave here. Because in another world, like literally, Bard is jerking off here. But if you just instantly walked up to you hit Q, you would have already had the W out. Kog'Maw should also be walking up. Like, they should be right here right now hitting you, right? It's like we still get the cannon minion and Nico does come back because they don't punish you, but this is like an example, right? Like the point is, and this is why I talk about fundamentals so much, right? And yeah, like this is honestly like why I really harp on fundamentals so much. Like this play work, like you staying here is fine because this is like a Platinum 4 game. But the thing is, as you climb and improve, you know, you'll go from Platinum 4 to Platinum 3, Platinum 2, Platinum 1, there will get to a certain point where you're going to get punished for this mistake, for you staying here, not recalling instantly when the wave after you kill the mini wave here, right? So when I say bad habits, this is a good example of a bad habit where we're getting rewarded for doing this mistake in our games because it's a lower elo game, which is psychologically building up a, you know, like a pattern in our brains where it's like in future games you're going to think this is an okay play because you didn't get punished for it this game. The problem is though, as you win, you'll get higher elo, which means people will be better, which means they'll start punishing for mistakes like this. So then you're going to get into higher elo games where you're suddenly not really, the games are a lot harder, but you don't understand why, right? Because from a neurological perspective, psychological perspective, your brain is not identifying that this is a mistake because you haven't been punished for it before. So that when you will be punished for it in the future, your thought process won't be, oh shit, I made a mistake here because I didn't base on this wave. Your thought process will start to be like, damn, I'm just useless. Like, I don't know, my team sucks. Like, just because the game is so much harder, right? That's my point. So yeah, like if you can identify like mistakes like this in your VOD, and honestly, I think this is like the value of literally just knowledge transfer because I don't know if you would see this play mistake yourself, but this is something to think about like in terms of actually improving in the game is like small mistakes like this, like really ironing in fundamentals. What is the fundamentals of lane? Wave for the game in general, but like also when you're playing lane, it's very important for jungle too, but like wave states. You saw how much I've been focused on just your wave states this game, right? But this is literally just like a fundamental thing, and I don't even play AD carry. Like I literally just play jungle, but like it kind of gives you an idea of like if you can just get your fundamentals up to the point where stuff like this becomes pretty intuitive, you're just going to get higher elo. Like I'm not, like put it this way, I can play a master tier level AD carry. Like if I get autofilled AD carry, I'm not like losing the game. I can play comfortably in masters as AD carry. But my point with saying this is like I'm not a good AD carry player in terms of like mechanics, in terms of a chance. I don't have 1,000 games on fucking Tristana or something like. But the reason why I could still play AD carry in like an auto-filled role as a jungle main in Masters is literally just because I understand the game, like the fundamentals of the game. So my point with that is like, and I hope it gives you like some like eye-opening shit. It's like you don't have to be some like genetic phenom to get high elo, bro. Like it's really not that. It's really just like understanding the basic shit. And like if you break it down like that, it kind of, I feel like it gives you a lot more confidence when climbing in League 2 and realizing that it's really just like, you know, learning and improving. That's it. It's not like some intangible, like, oh, like bullshit. Like I'm just, you know, some narrative as to why you are the elo you are. That's my point, basically. Like if you really like analyze the shit, like so many things you can improve on. Because like the thing is like the reason I'm harping on this is like everyone will hit plateaus. This is the thing. And I was watching a video by Fire 2 a few months back. He's talking about like he hit rank 1 in Korea as a jungler. He's really good. He's talking about like just tips for climbing and how he hit rank 1 in Korea. And the funny thing is like, you know, like I feel like most players would watch like, you know, oh, rank 1 Korea, he's gonna like playing jungle, right? Like let's say you get a coaching session from rank 1 Korea jungler, right? You think like it's gonna be some like insane like tech, like, oh my god, do this play here, do this camp here, invade here, you win the game Nexus. So you think they're like pentakilling every game. Dude, they're literally not. The majority of what Fire talked about in that VOD was like things outside of the game. One, he was talking about from a learning perspective. I remember I literally wrote down one thing he wrote too, because I'm trying to improve as a player too, but it's like, you are going to, whenever you're climbing a league, whenever you're near your skill gap, in the beginning, like you're going to win, and then you're going to get near your skill like peak, right? So you're going to plateau is essentially the point. After you plateau is when you need to improve. So, you know, whatever that for you, maybe it's Platinum 4, maybe it's mid-Platinum, whatever, but you're going to get to the point where games feel like you're plateauing. Like, you know, you're not winning as much, you don't really know what you're doing wrong. Games kind of just feel like, hard to put it in words, but sticky. Like they don't, I don't know, like shit's not happening. It's kind of just like the same things over and over again. You feel like it's a constant pattern where your team's just ending, things like that. That's a plateau. So once you hit that point, now we need to start improving as a player to break that plateau. Because the thing about climbing league, like climbing is not a straight line. You're never going to go from Platinum 4, you're not going to consistently like instantly go from Platinum 4. Let's say, okay, you improve from Platinum 4 to Diamond 2. That's not going to be a straight line where it's just like Platinum 4 to D2. It's going to be like a straight, it's maybe like a line like this, and then ups, and then downs, and then ups. And you'll maybe be like a plateau for a while, it's like a wave, and then you're going to instantly spike up. You're going to have like a streak where it's like, oh, I had a breakthrough, right? Because that's how you improve in pretty much anything, but also League. It's like, you're going to have a breakthrough, and you're going to realize like, oh shit, like I'm a significantly better player than I used to be. But the point is like, don't get demoralized with like plateaus. One, use plateaus as an opportunity to, it's a signal. It's telling you that, okay, this is where I'm at right now. This is the difference between me and the next step. As long as I get over these things, if I improve these things, this is the difference between me and the next elo bracket. Because like, again, from this game state too is like, are these like tiny like concepts about like waves and shit like, is this like directly what made you lose this game? Probably not. But the thing is, if you can iron out, you know, that, like the wave states, and then you can improve this small thing, and then this small thing, and this small thing. Like one, understand wave states really well. Okay, cool. Second thing, get to the point where you're last hitting like your nemesis. You have 10 CS a minute on AD carry because you're really good at last hitting. You don't practice on practice tool. Okay, improve that. Now you can improve late game macro, where it should be in, you know, push this tower, don't push this tower, understanding how to macro. Okay, another thing, understanding to recall properly when after an objective, so we 5-man retake the map together as a team. Okay, another thing, maybe understanding how to play around vision. Okay, cool. Maybe another thing, understanding common jungle paths as an AD carry player to understand when you're vulnerable to a gank and when you're being strong-sided, right? So like understanding like Malphite, what his game plan was this game, or getting a good idea of it. Imagine you could improve all those things and more to as high as a level as you could be as you the player, right? Well then, yeah, suddenly like in isolation these wave states don't matter, but if you can do all of that, you know, you're instantly gonna explode in LP. You're gonna be easily diamond, right? That's the point with this. And yeah. And I say this again, like mainly out of like hopefully to illustrate just how like doable it is. Like it's not rocket science, it's not like some unattainable like goal. It's really, it's nothing crazy. And I say this, I harp on this so much because again, going back to what I said about League being a mental game, the biggest reason why people don't climb in League really is just like they fall into narratives, they get complacent, and we start like having a defeatist mindset, and we stop improving. We stop going into games thinking what I can do better. We start just like, oh, I hope my top laner doesn't end this game. And then when he goes like 0-3 in lane, you're like pinging him and you're tilted. And suddenly, like, this was in another world. If you had a good mental and you were playing to learn, you could have carried maybe, but you're feeding into a narrative that your top laner is inting or something, right? That's my point with this. Yeah. Nice, good fight. I don't know what happened here. Yeah, good. You're playing very back. It's very good. Good recall. We know their bot lane is back on timer. We have Vid I, huge. All right, but another thing is like, we dropped the lane here, the wave here, right? Yeah, just get this wave first, man. Like, think about how much gold this guy's worth. Like, I want to see if we even kill him. How much gold did your Niku even get from that kill? $177. So think about this. Like, one, it's bad because you didn't get the kill. Obviously, in a perfect world, like, you would get the kill here. But think about even if you got that kill. That's 100. This guy's worth 177 gold. Like, it's fucking, it's useless. But now we just missed an entire minion wave. Right? So it's like, you mentioned being unaware of, or it's like a little bit indecisive on when I should go for plays, when I shouldn't. It's like, you know, just literally break it down to like a what is more resources on me perspective. It's just simple shit. Like, killing these minions is literally worth more gold than killing this guy and XP. And either way, like, do I have to go for this play? What ended up happening? Like, here, I assume the mentality is like, okay, I'm on fresh item spike. I really want to force a fight. So, like, do I fault you in the sense that it's like, I think it's crazy that you went for a play like this? No, I think this is like a play a lot of AD carries would go for. But if you actually think about it, break down the decision making, is this play necessary? No. Right? Like, what could we do in this game state instead? Kog'Maw's half HP. What is he trying to do? He's trying to push this wave in base, right? So if we identify that, insta-kill this mini wave is Tristana, walk up, right-click right here, right? Like, literally in tower vision, with the thought process being the next wave I want to kill on spawn, so I can siege tower instantly. Kog'Maw is going to do two things. One, you can maybe cancel his base and screw him over even more. Like, try to delay his base as much as humanly possible. Otherwise, he's going to have to walk all the way back here and then recall. They're both half HP. You're literally just going to kill this minion wave, kill the next minion wave on spawn. So like, pretend you killed the minion wave, pretend you were right here. You're here, you're here, you're here. You're here, you're here, you're here. You're here right here. So like, on my cursor, this is where you are right now. You insta-kill this minion wave. They're both half HP under tower. They're forced to base, or you'll just tower dive them. And then you will literally get this tower to like 20% HP. But instead, we miss a minion wave. So now our wave is slightly delayed. We wasted our flash and Nico flash. I'm saying waste. Like, yeah, you got to kill. I'm not saying it's bad. But my point is just like, if you actually analyze it and ask yourself, like, was this worth it from a literal gold and CS advantage? No. So now Ari is unfortunately coming bottom. We're not going to be able to hit plating. Like, if you hit literally 2 plates, it would give you, I think, what, 280 gold? It'd literally be almost double the kill gold you got in Kog'Maw. But here now, tower is like, it's still full HP. Like, you see how it's like in another world, like just these small mistakes. You're not thinking about this consciously in the game, obviously, right? But if you actually break it down, like you missed out on so much gold here and you wasted your flash now. It was actually like, this was a significantly more optimal play to do. And here, it's like another thought process too is like playing with the lead. Like, do I have to base here? I just saw a move with top lane, right? Like, I saw a move with top. That means he's not bot. That means they're playing for top side. Sure, Ari is like posturing towards me, but am I really scared of Ari? I'm a full itemated carry, right? Like, I would like you at least stay this for this wave and try to get a plate. And this is another thing too. I was talking about limit testing actually earlier in this recording as well. It's like, dude, I would love, if I was playing this game, I'll tell you exactly what I would have done here. So like, I already told you what I would have done for this play. That's fine. But let me tell you exactly what I would have done when Ari was here. So I see Ari here. If I'm playing this game as you AD carry right now, I'm egoing this 1000%, bro. I don't. Worst comes to worst, I die. I don't care. But look at it. Bard's fucking 10 HP. Kog'Maw's dead. It's an RE with a lost chapter, level 7 RE lost chapter. I'm a Yuntai Tristana, and my Nico's still relatively healthy. Bro, just like play to eco this. Like hit the tower, get a plate or something, force her to come bot. What's the worst that happens? Your Aurora, even if you die and the play's horrible, your Aurora will trade something mid. It's like they're wasting time by sending people a bot. And you can easily outplay this, by the way. Like she charms you, you have cleanse. Like, we don't know that she has an ulti here, or I guess she will have it, but like let's say, I don't think she can kill you here. You could probably kill her if you outplayed her enough if she mistakes. And worst comes to worst, I don't think she can kill you. She ends up going bot, wastes her ultimate, and your Nico gets a free push mid and his tower plating. But the thing is, like this was what I was saying earlier, limit testing, it's like we probably are not 100% confident with this play just because we don't know our limits like 100%, right? And the way literally the way, it's not rocket science, the way you get to that point where you're super confident in your playstyle is you just limit test. Like you just practice fights like this where it's like, yeah, it's close. I don't know if maybe I'm kind of scared of her, but fuck it, bro. I'm just going to walk in. I'm going to ego. I'm going to like click in a way where I'm not scared. Like think about it from their perspective too. If you're an AD carry in this position, half HP, enemy's like, oh, half HP AD carry, let's kill AD carry, right? But then from their perspective, they're going to expect you to just walk away. But then from their perspective, let's say you click back in, you click here, and you start like clicking back and forth. They're suddenly going to be like scared, like, wait, this guy wants to fight this. What the fuck? You know, it's like that like small tick of like uncertainty from the enemy team, you really can capitalize on it if you're like confident enough in your limits as a player. Yeah, it's like here, just like stay, hit tower, fuck it. Just click right here, ego the tower. Bard's gonna like start freaking out. He's like, whoa, why is he not basing? He's gonna walk into you. You might even kill him because he's like 2 HP. Let's say you don't kill him, whatever. Walk back into this bush. Ari's gonna come here. Like, can she kill you, bro? No way. I think even if she hits E and Q, she can't kill you on this HP bar. And like, you have cleanse for charm. You can like dodge her Q and E. Like, there's so many ways for you to outplay this, right? So like, this is another thing too. Like, I really recommend it. Like, not being scared to limit test, not being scared to push your advantage. Because again, you've probably played against Smurfs. I don't know how common it is, but just like having that like Smurf like confidence really in like punishing the enemy on a timer that they think they can punish you on is like, it's from a mechanics perspective. So I'd break it down to mechanics and macro and League, so micro and macro. This is like one of the best micro or like mechanical skills you can have as a player, was like really knowing when you can disrespect the enemy and outplay them. Even in timers where you shouldn't like technically be favored. And then from a macro perspective is like understanding the wave states and everything else I've been talking about, but they're both important, right? Here's slow push again. Where's Nico? She a cannon minion right now? She's a caster minion. Okay, cool. We're playing for ball. We're playing for tower. So what I want you to do is run, right click this tower. Where's the Mumu? Mumu's topside. We're completely safe. Are we scared of Kog'Maw in any universe? Fuck no. We have Yuntai. This guy is recurve bro. Alright. Click the star. Alright, we're going Bard, that's fine. Yeah, good kill. That guy's inting. W on his forehead, bro. Kill him. Huge. This guy's pushed a 1 HP on the tower. Look how much damage we're doing this. Imagine you did this to this tower like a minute before, right? It would already be half HP. This is my point. Like, if you were hitting this earlier, you already basically have tower at this point in the game almost. Yeah, here, I don't mind you backing off, because your mid laners died, your supporters died, that's fine, good. Yeah, like, another thing too I'd recommend, early game is always super important in League. And I don't harp on it too much like while we're doing this session necessarily, just because like this is a lot to kind of cover during a session. I feel like I'm overloading too much information, but if you can iron in your first like 10 minutes, 15 minutes of your gameplay in League, everything is a snowball in League, because that's how the nature of the game, right? Like if you get kills, you're gonna get more kills, you get stronger the enemy. It's not like CSGO. Like in CSGO, for example, 2 players have an AK. It doesn't matter if one guy's 1 in 10, the other guy's 20 and 0, right? Like they have an equal opportunity to kill each other based off skill. In League, it's different. If you have 5 items, a guy has 1 item, they cannot play the game. It doesn't matter how bad you are, right? So with that in mind, League is a fundamental skill ball game. The better you can get your early game, 10 to 15 minutes, it will compound on how good, on your chance of winning the rest of the game. So with that in mind, like I'd really scrutinize these like early laning phase mistakes, because they will improve a lot. They will help you improve a lot. Okay, here's like, I mean, it's just the ego mistake, right? Like we're not respecting a Mumu. We knew they were top side like about a minute ago, so now there's a relatively good chance that he could be bot side if he pathed down bot. Can't be face checking a bush like this. It's just like, it's super grief, right? I mean, mistakes happen. Like my point is not to flame on the mistakes. My point is just to like illustrate like how small things like this will add up the higher elo you get. And just like think about a Mumu, like how can a Mumu ever bandage me? Well, how can a Mumu ever get on me? A bandage, right? So like I never want to be in range for a bandage in a bush ever. Especially like the entire map is dark here. Entire map is dark here. Like be scared here. Like you don't have to play like this. You don't have to play super aggressive here. You can like you should wait for your Malphite to come, maybe ping your Malphite to come. Like, if you want to fight box, this is why I'm assuming you're playing so aggressive here, to defend the pink ward, right? Because, like, your thought process right now is, like, I have such a lead bot lane, I really want to make sure the enemy champs can't play the game. Like, I just want to siege this tower, like, take over the map, right? Yeah, this is your thought process, though. Like, communicate that with your team. Like, you should be pinging Malphite to come right now. So you can't walk in like this. Spam ping Malphite for, like, 10 seconds ago, 20 seconds ago, spam ping to become bot lane, then you can go for a play. But the thing is also, too, like, just respecting a movement. Like, we have no intel on the map. We can't be walking in a bush. Like, this is a common mistake. Very, very common mistake, but very, very unfortunately, it's a very common mistake, but it's a very impactful mistake, because mistakes like this is what stops or what allows your enemy laner to come back into the game. Because now Kog'Maw's going to kill you. Now he's going to get a wave advantage on you. Now he's going to get plating, and it stalls out the game. Because what is our game plan in this game is Tristana. Get this tower as quick as humanly fucking possible. Rotate mid, snowball the map, right? Like push this, push this, push this. Take over the map as soon as possible. It's like one of the strengths of Tristana as a champion, like the tower killing and the, like you said, like the engage plays. So the way you play towards that is really be aggressive and use the momentum you have. So on momentum champions, this is similar to, like, you know, if you play jungle, like assassins and things like that, like deaths like this stalls out the game so much. Like, and it really sucks because it's like a stupid small mistake, right? It's like, oh fuck, why'd I do that, right? It's like a dumb mistake. Everyone knows this is a dumb mistake, but the question is, why did we do this mistake in the first place? The reason we did this mistake in the first place is because, one, we're not communicating with our team, and two, we're not thinking about the jungler, right? Like we're not even thinking about a Mumu until he's on our screen, and that's why I assume earlier too you made some mistakes balling, because you didn't notice that a Mumu was top. So it's like, what is this? It's a fundamental skill, map awareness, right? How do you improve this? Well, just consciously remind yourself, where do I think enemy jungler is? Yeah, consciously ask yourself, where do I think enemy jungler is? And then afterwards you can analyze, say, wait, was I right? Was I wrong? Right here, it's like we have literally no intel on the map. We just died, so now we're off tempo. So like, think about this too that's another thing too, like understanding tempo. It's like, tempo very easily explained as chess. Like, it's like your move, then the enemy move. Another way to describe it is like the ebb and flow. It's like a dance. It's like your turn to push up, the enemy's turn. Now it's the enemy's turn to push up. So like it's a play. So like what's the tempo in this game state right before you die? Right here. Okay, so now we have tempo now, right? Because we're on the way first. We're on the way first. We have an 80 carry item advantage. We're chilling right now, right? Our Nico's bot lane. Yeah, she's this minion. So now it's our move. The ball's in our court, right? So let's go try to strike a goal with this ball. Or what's the play we're going to do? We're going to try to walk into jungle. We're going to jump on Bard. Boom, right? This is our play. And now the play's still going. It's still our advantage. Siege this tower. Get this guy to 1 HP. It's still our play. Still our play. We're on tempo. We're on tempo. Something's going to happen here, though. Oh shit, okay, their Mumu is now coming to mid lane. He's gonna recontest this, right? Oh, our jungler just got caught. Our jungler's dead now, right? So now, who has the advantage? Well, obviously them. Mumu and Bard just walk on you. We're down a member. Our support just inted. So now it's their tempo. Okay, so what do I do when it's their tempo? Recall, okay, it's good. But now, again, it's like just understanding the base timers. A Mumu killed your jungler, so now your jungler has to come back and reset up vision. Like, they could have wards here, they could have wards here, everywhere. They could still be on the map. We have no intel in this game state. So it's their tempo right now, right? Like, we should be respectful right now because they just made a play, and now they have advantage on the map. So now we have to play to retake vision, get wave states back to normal, and then we can retake vision in the jungle, and now it's our tempo. So now but right now it's their tempo. So if you, just illustrating how, like, if you iron in another fundamental, which is tempo, really well, you will never be even in this game state where you allow yourself to make a mistake like this, because you will just be understanding. It's like, okay, it's enemy's tempo now. I have to respect this. I don't have any vision. I'm going to play safe until the enemy jungler shows on the map. So let's say in another world, you like play just here, push the wave, chill out for a bit for like 30 seconds, wait till, you know, Aurora pushes in, and then he ganks Aurora. Or wait till Aurora walks here, places a ward here. Or wait till Yone pushes this next minion wave, and now he's here. Or I guess he's proxying this game, but you get the point. Like, maybe Yone goes here, maybe a Mumu tries to help him proxy. Maybe your Malphite goes for a gank bot. Now that gives us an advantage to play the game. But right now we're off tempo. So, yeah. Make sure I'm fucking recording this shit, by the way. Imagine I'm not recording this. I am. Okay, cool. I think, did we watch this already? No, I think we're caught up. Okay. Here, it's a small mistake, but you can all in Kog'Maw. One thing we know is Kog'Maw has no mana, right? Like, how does he fight you? And in general, too, like, just like general rule of thumb, like, we don't want to be focusing Bard, we want to be focusing Kog'Maw. So, like, I think if you W'd on Kog'Maw, yeah, you would have killed Kog'Maw for sure if you W'd on him. That's, again, small mistake, but, you know, they do add up. Like, I'm saying these things, I'm pointing them out, just so, like, you try to become conscious of it. And then, as many of these small things we can change to, like, just fix, essentially, it'll directly improve your gameplay. So yeah, like this guy's dead on your screen. Okay, whatever, it's fine. He still has the base. He's right? So we know we can push. All right, where'd our Nico go? Is she a minion? She's a minion right now. Okay, so Nico's with us, so that means push tower. Yeah, even this play, like, right? Like, why do we have to fight this Bard here? Like, Bard's kind of just like, what does Bard want to do as a champion? Bard is like the mosquito of League of Legends. Bard like goes to lanes, he fucking right clicks you, he's annoying, he runs away with 1 HP, he portals over a wall, he ultimates you, like he's just an annoying dickhead. Do we care about Bard so much? He's worth like 100 gold, he's 1 in 4. No, I want to kill this tower ASAP. I don't want to even walk in the jungle, bro. I want to right click this fucking tower. And then think about like, I mentioned this like in a previous session, we were like, with positioning and AD carries in fights, in team fights especially, just in general, AD carries want space. You want to fight where you have options. Like if you're fighting right here, you have an option to like, you can like walk into alcove and wait for your team to come. You can W backwards. You can W onto Kog'Maw because he's split from the fight. You can outplay it in so many ways because what are AD carries? They're high range and they're usually high movement speed, or have like a dash or something like that, right? Like a high mobility of spell. So with that in mind, what do we want to avoid? If we want to play for places with open space, well, we want to avoid choke points. Where's a choke point? River, right? Like with River, now we're technically face checking a bush. Like we don't technically know where their mid laner is, their jungle is, whatever. Even fucking Sion, like no one's consciously thinking all the time where the enemy laners, all of them are on the map, right? So like, why would we even add the risk of someone being in this bush? Ari's here, she eased us out of vision, and we just fucked ourselves over. So like, why? I guess we placed the ward here, right? But like, we see Bard, and he's running towards us. Like, we have no other intel. Do we care about Bard so much to the point where we need to jump on him the second we see him? No, right? Like, it doesn't matter. And think about how Bard's playing too. It's like, Bard's playing super disrespectfully already so far this entire game. He's probably baiting for someone. Let's be real. So like, and this is what I mentioned earlier, whenever you use your W as Tristana, like you are at so much, it's such an important spell. Like you need to be super greedy with it. That's why I mentioned like this session we did, like the coaching, the team fight here, like don't W in. Well, this is a perfect example of how you W in and it fucks you over. It's like, yeah, okay, maybe we can kill him if he's alone, but do I need to go for this risk? Is my point with bringing up is like, is this a necessary risk? Killing their support, who's 1 in 4. You know, if this was like a mid laner who was like a 500 gold shutdown, yeah, fuck it, bro, send it, coin flip it, right? Like this is what I was talking about, playing aggressive, like W in, try to kill the guy. Even if we die, we get a 500 gold shutdown. But like killing their 1 in 4 Bard support, are we really gonna risk dying for this when tower's still up? It's probably not a good play, right? So it really sucks. Like now we've basically dissolved our entire lead bot lane. We're up until like 10 minutes. We were playing really well, like 8 minutes. But now we have no more advantage because it was this death and the death prior to this. And you see how Kog'Maw is already back in the game from even an XP perspective. You're actually down an entire level of XP on Kog'Maw literally just for those 2 deaths that you had so far, which sucks. Because this is a game where you should be hard stomping. Tower should already be almost dead. But this is like illustrate how like small things like they do add up. They do really add up. It's just like the thought process for this play would be like, what are my objectives? My objective is tower, so play towards objective. Okay. Second thought process is killing this guy even worth it? Like, even if I do kill him, yeah, I can get the reset. Yeah, it's cool. It feels nice to do as Tristana, but like, is it necessary? Like, same thing with late game team fights. Like, yeah, I know everyone wants a Tristana fight. It's like you W in, you get a reset, W, jump, pentakill, right? It feels really nice. I don't blame you. I play Kha'Zix. Same thing with the E reset, right? But is it necessary? Is the risk necessary in a game that's literally just like, if I like right click the enemy tower and right click the enemy to carry, I will just win the game. Like, or like my lane will be over. Like this Kog'Maw cannot play the game against me. All right, that's my point. Fuck, my throat is like dry. I was like. And I think another thing to say about this too, like wrap up what I'm kind of saying about this thing is like talk about nitpicks again. It's very easy for me to say just don't kill Bard here, but what I'm trying to really target when I say stuff like this is your conscious thought process during the game, because everyone makes mistakes like this. Literally everybody makes mistakes like this, no matter what either you win. But the way you minimize these mistakes as much as humanly possible, it's like understanding like the underlying like structure of how like what your strategy is for this game. Because I guarantee you, I don't know what I obviously don't fucking know what you were thinking specifically in this moment in the game, but I can guarantee you if your thought process in this point in the game right now was very clear, like you had a very clear conscious thought process of I want to go back to lane here, I want to play for this tower, and then I want to rotate to mid. I want to kill this tower as quick as humanly possible and then go mid. If you were consciously telling yourself that on repeat pretty much throughout this game, you wouldn't even like think to make a mistake like this, right? Like you wouldn't even think to W into Bard, because what would happen? You're like playing for tower and then you're like, oh, Bard's here. Right? I don't care about Bard, right? I'm trying to play for tower. I don't care about this like 1-4 support. I'm not gonna W in and kill him because I don't care. Like I want to hit this tower. But my point is like if you don't have that underlying like conscious like focused state where it's like I'm focused exactly on what I want to do next, it opens up to you to make mistakes like this, because then he shows on the map and it's just like a split-second decision where it's like, wait, I could probably kill this guy. You know, he's low. He's Bard. He's 40% HP, right? Like, I could probably kill him. But you're not actually asking, is it worth to kill him? What do I actually get if I kill him? What's the point of making this risk, right? You're not thinking that because it's not, like, you can't think of that. You can only think about so much things at once. So it's very simple fixed styles. Like, keep it simplified for you as much as possible so you can, like, use your brain for other things to think about in the game. And then what you do is just have a very conscious like understanding of macro and understanding of what you're really playing for in the game, which is the tower. Because like think about it this way, like the second you get tower, it opens up you so much more. Imagine like a 2-item Tristana now runs mid lane, like pretend on this timer right now, just like destroys your mid laner, gets a shutdown, kills Sion. It makes the game so unplayable for the enemy team. But yeah, good kill. See, we're still winning fights. It just sucks that we're so far behind now. I just think too, like right here, like again, like we're not looking at lane state, right? Like we kill this guy. This guy's no mana. So I don't think you noticed this in the game while you play. This guy's literally no mana right now. Okay, maybe I'm thinking if I was you in this game, like okay, where's their jungle? Where's their jungle? I'm kind of scared. First of all, kill this minion wave. Crash. You want to crash. Same thing what I talked about earlier with the wave states. If you have a slow push, you need to crash this way. So you're forced to crash this wave either way. I would never give Kog'Maw this wave for free. But now, if you stayed and hit this wave, we would have seen a Mumu's mid. Oh, what does that mean for me? 1 HP, 1 mana Kog'Maw. Either I can kill him if he disrespects me, or I get at least 1 play here. E, Q, auto like 4 times, then you can run away. A Mumu can't TP from here to here, right? And with Tristana too, you have cleanse still, and your W can buffer bandage, so you can like play pretty disrespectfully against a Mumu. Okay, honestly, it turns out fine that you did recall, just for the simple fact that now we were here for Dragon, so, you know, not bad. Right, very common AD carry mistake, very common. So don't take this personally because this shit happens in every single elo, including Master, including GM. Very big mistake though, and if we can fix this, you're gonna be so much better than most pretty much every AD carry at your elo. It's these like ego, like I want to fish for auto attacks after like you use your boot spells. Like right here, you W out, which is good. You have a good instinct to W out instantly, which is what you should do. But now we're going back in. Now we're going back into auto attack, bro. Like, come on. I know in retrospect, like, obviously you're like beating yourself up for this ship robbery. It's like, oh, why'd I do this? So obvious, right? But just like autoing back in gives him the range to flash ultimate. Like, if we just like walked away instantly, like the second you and this is so important for AD carry when I mentioned like keeping your death slow, playing consistently. This is the unfortunate reality of AD carry, which I mean, it's not like a bad thing. It's just like you have to understand how the role works. It's like you're gonna get punished so much more for mistakes like this when you're playing AD carry than other roles. If you're like Zahen here or some like bruiser, right, like a Renekton or something, you could probably ego the fight a bit. You could like walk back in, like do some stupid shit, and you're probably gonna still run away because you're tanky, you have HP, you probably have like resistances and shit, you have dashes, but you're an AD carry, you're a glass cannon. With that in mind, it's like your decision making, when to teamfight, when to not teamfight, and positioning has to be 100%. Because that's how you survive in team fights as AD carries. It's all about positioning and decision making. So here it's like if you're playing AD carry, you cannot ego this. Like your champion doesn't allow you to do this. So here the second, okay, they get the dragon. The second, like here, all we're playing for is the steal realistically. Because I see 4 people on my screen. I know we're not winning this fight. So like, okay, try to steal this dragon and run away. So like here, play max range right here. Like click here, max range this dragon. Like this guy has smite, right? So we shouldn't really be trying to less it. So now clicking back in here literally kills you. Like clicking in back here right here. You still W out, so he's still okay. You should W out this way though, again, like more defensively. But we still have an opportunity to live right here if we just insta walk away. But we're playing for auto attacks, right? And again, this sucks because yes, is it like a small nitpick mistake? Like yeah, whatever. Of course it is. But unfortunately, again, these small mistakes are what allows your laner to come back in the game. Because now this guy is actually at an advantage, CS advantage somehow after this early game, which is crazy. It's fucking crazy this guy's allowed to play the game. He's up more than leveled, and now he's going to get our tower probably. See if they get the entire tower here. Oh my god, it's a fucking horror show. You see how like sad this is too, by the way. And like I sympathize a lot with you here for this mistake. It's like, dude, everyone would make this mistake. It's very common. I make this mistake too, unfortunately. You know, it happens, but like this is a mistake that is unfortunately such like a dumb mistake where it's just like, oh, we want to auto attack once because we're not like really thinking about it, and we lose an entire tower because of it. And now the game is like, now it's hard. I think now at this point the game is over, because up until this you at least like you were still able to kill Kog'Maw realistically, but now it's to the point where this guy is over a level of CS, over a level of XP on you, and you're barely even up gold. You're only up 700 gold, which doesn't make up for the XP diff at all. Like he's stronger than you now as a champion that also outscales you, right? So now it's cooked, unfortunately. But again, like don't give up on games because enemies will always make mistakes. Enemies will always throw games too, especially in the elo, so it's fine. Just obviously keep playing this game, but like if this was a higher elo game, like just the game would already be over at this point. All right, we get a repeat kill on him though. See, they fucking made it through. I guess he lived, really? Oh my god, bro, it's Mickey Mouse. Dragon spawning at 30. Do we think we can fight this dragon? Potentially. Another to play too. If you identify before dragon spawns, so maybe a mid at 30 before it's spawning that you want to give it, just go top lane. You know, play a side lane to maximize CS on you. Trade something for dragon. Let's see what happens here. Alright, you do go top lane, so I like this from you. We're giving dragon, we can't fight it, go top. Nice, good play. Hey, Yone's spot lane, he's inting. What can we trade because of this? They're probably gonna send like 2-3 people to kill him. Well, let's push mid here. Right? Just push mid here. If we identify this in the future, or maybe I guess she insta kills the wave. So I guess you can't, but like, I mean, no, I think if you were walking with this minion wave, she can't kill this wave because you can just W on her. Right? And like the way yeah, Nico is here too. The way we can identify this, again, map awareness. And just like consciously think about macro to the point where this becomes intuitive. Our Yona's bot lane, there's already 2 people bot, but they're probably going to send even another guy to kill him. So with that in mind, it comes back to the thought process of when enemy does an objective, what can I trade on the other side of the map? Well, you can think of objectives like, the whole reason why that is true is because objectives are like a thing that forces the enemy team to go somewhere on the map, right? So with that in mind, it's like your Yone being here and disrespecting the enemy also forces them to be somewhere on the map, which is bot lane. So if we know they're somewhere on the map, then we know they can't be somewhere else on the map. So that means you can push mid here for free, right? Don't give this wave state. Again, we want to, if we're playing for Baron, I guess we're playing for a cheese Baron here. This is a stupid fucking call, I think. This is a really bad call. I don't think you guys see this in time. Yeah, this is troll as fuck. I mean, I don't hate you for going for this. Again, it's like, this is what I actually mentioned in the session too. It's like, if you think the game is doomed no matter what, we need to make like a 50-50 play to come back in the game. I don't hate it. Like, as long as you're consciously thinking that. So if you make a conscious decision to do this Baron just because it's like a 50-50 and like, fuck it, bro, we need this to win the game, I don't hate it. What I would dislike is if you just did this Baron and didn't really think about it just because your laners called it. Like, if your jungler just calls this Baron and you're like, okay, I guess I'll go here just because like I don't know what else to do on the map. I don't like that. If you made a conscious decision to go here, even though it's a shit call in retrospect, I honestly like I'm happy with you doing that because at least you're consciously thinking about it, and then you can like consciously look back and be like, oh, okay, fuck, this was a bad call because we don't have enough damage in our team or something, you know. But like, what I'm harping on here for is like the getting out of like that zombie droning out kind of like autopiloting that's very common in League and everyone's victim of it. Yeah, great. So honestly, you see how like, yeah, you didn't even get the Baron here, but you got a shutdown. So it's like going for these like 50-50 coin flip plays in game state. So it's like kind of cooked. I don't hate it. I really don't hate it at all. Like, fuck it, you got a shutdown. Maybe that changes something. You know, like I'm being serious. Like unironically, maybe that changes something. Because this is a game state where I'd definitely be like, okay, you know, it's kind of cooked. Like we threw our lead, we're kind of far behind. Like I gotta hopefully just play to like outplay the enemy team. I mean, like the thing is, like I already mentioned, like the game is kind of cooked after that tower, after that play bot lane, and the series of mistakes we made. So like the game is kind of just over here. If the enemy just walks at you, you probably just die. But yeah. Yeah, sucks. I saw the angle you did for the Bard ulti, but I mean, not much we can do at this point. But like, hopefully this game, again, my point with reviewing this game is because like, it's all about narratives in League. Everyone falls into narratives in League where it's like, I don't know what you're thinking after you play these games. It's like, oh fuck, dude, my like top laners are so bad every game. My jungle's bad. But like, these are narratives we construct, which distracts us from the things that we can work on, right? So if we're constantly telling ourselves like, dude, this is an unlucky streak of games because like, I don't know what narrative you may or may not have, right? Like X person, my jungler is always bad, something like that, right? Like if you give too much value on those narratives, it distracts you from thinking about literally everything else we could have done this game to win, right? So like, I hope with like reviewing this game in specific too, like kind of gives you an idea of like how much you can improve on, like on the small things, like in the small things in lane, and that I hope that gives you like hope in the sense that, you know, avoiding the defeatist mentality, which the defeatist mentality is like, oh, I'm stuck in the elo because my team sucks every game. There's nothing I can do. I just get bad. I'm unlucky. My champ sucks in the meta. I have losers queue every game. That's like a very defeatist mindset. But if you can take away from this VOD how many things you can improve on as a player, that hopefully that inspires you to be like, dude, these are like just small things. Like I'm like just, you know, like I can easily fix this shit. Like one at a time. Obviously, it's not gonna happen overnight. But my point is like, it's not some intangible fucking bullshit narrative reason as to why we're in the elo we are, right? Like that's not the case. It's not the case where it's like I could have done nothing this game. It was just like a miserable game. It's like use games like this for like learning opportunities, really, and then you will start winning games like this, and then you'll climb, and then you'll probably hit another plateau, and the same thing you'll have to improve again. Like it's how you get better at everything. It's like it's not rocket science. Like, just objectively ask yourself, did Kog'Maw insanely outperform you this game? No, like, you're obviously the better player. You beat him in lane. You played well. It's just, like, those small few mistakes, like, these, like, random risks we're taking, a few, like, macro decisions, like, let him get back in the game. Like, first, like, we had a lead, then we let him, like, stalled out our lead, then we let him get back in the game, and then we made, like, another critical mistake where we just lost the lane completely, which sucks. But the important thing is, like, you know, you're able to get a lead, which is good, because that's honestly, like, harder to... if your problem is like getting a lead in the first place in League, like that's maybe a harder thing to teach, but preserving a lead is just a matter of understanding, pretty much, and just practice. But yeah, let's say based off this game, like just try to. I mean, I think this recording probably, hopefully, did itself justice, but like, yeah, noticing some like just like basic macro mistakes, basic just fundamental mistakes, and just, you know, tackle these one at a time. Like one very easy thing you could be doing in your next few games would be like consciously thinking about wave states. Yeah, like you saw hopefully like when I was recording, I spent so much time on like the first 5 minutes of this game, just like every single wave is important. Every single wave, the dynamic of the wave like impacts what you should and shouldn't do, and if you can get that really ironed in, that would be an amazing thing. The second thing I noticed, like I say the wave states, the second thing I noticed is your map awareness could probably use a lot of work. There was like at least 2 or 3 times this game where we know enemy jungle was top, and we didn't capitalize on a bot lane. There was another moment where we didn't know where enemy jungle was, and we just face checked here and died because we didn't respect jungle. It's like map awareness for sure, wave states for sure. And then the third thing I would say, not too much of it this game I noticed, but like that one play I was talking about, Ari, right? Like making that like kind of like outplay bot lane when Ari's walking bot. Like that's another thing too. It's like, again, it's up to you as a player. You should decide how much you think you would value from it, but purposely going for limit tests games will help you. But the point though is it has to be conscious. That's the thing. Like you have to consciously be telling yourself, I want to go for this play and I want to outplay this. You don't want games where you're just zombieing, because if you zombie shit and just do it off feel, it's not conscious improvement as a player, if that makes sense. Like, so yeah, but you decide if you think you would value that. It's more so like where you think your weaknesses are and what your strengths are as a player. Like, do you think you're more macro-oriented, micro-oriented? Do you think you suffer with mechanics, or do you think you suffer with like understanding of the game? And then like from there, focus, isolate it and focus, break it down one at a time, improve one thing at a time. But yeah, well, I'd say that's pretty much it. Like wave states, pressure tower a lot more, really pushing our lead and just like not throwing our lead. Wave states, map awareness, two biggest things I would say so far, and then like a few small like just poor decisions. But yeah, hopefully this recording was useful. Just because like I don't think that session was, it was a bit short, right? Like, so I didn't get to talk about too much. Want to make like kind of hopefully help you out with some of these games, these next upcoming games. The biggest thing too is like, again, loss streaks will happen. It is unavoidable. Don't let it get to your head, and just always try to be learning and improving in the game. Understand that like league is not a straight line. You're not going to go from here to, it's never going to be a straight line for improving. It's going to be ups and downs and then breakthroughs. But yeah, my voice is fucking dying. Goddamn. All right, bro.